Cynthia had the biggest nose anyone had ever seen. It wasn't just big. It was huge. When she walked into a room, her nose got there 5 seconds before the rest of her body. Kids would stop and stare. Adults would try not to laugh, but they always did. At work, people called her Big Nose Bee. Her coworker would make honking sounds whenever she passed by. Everyone thought it was funny. Everyone except Cynthia. She cried every night looking in the mirror. Why me? She would ask. Why do I have to look like this? Then she met Marcus. Marcus was handsome. Perfect teeth. Perfect hair. Perfect everything. He asked her out for coffee, and Cynthia couldn't believe it. Finally, someone who saw past her nose. They went on 3 dates. Cynthia thought she was in love. On the 3rd date, Marcus said, "You know, you're actually really nice. But, have you ever thought about fixing, you know?" He pointed at her nose. Cynthia's heart broke into a million pieces. That night, she made a decision. She would get surgery. She would fix her nose. She would finally be beautiful. Dr. Ben's office had pictures of beautiful noses all over the walls. Small noses. Pretty noses. Normal noses. "I can make you beautiful," the doctor said, smiling his perfect smile. Just $15,000. Cynthia gave him all her savings. Every single dollar she had been saving for years. In 3 weeks, Dr. Ben promised, "You'll have a brand new nose. A brand new life." Surgery day came. When Cynthia woke up, her entire head hurt. Her face felt like it was on fire. She couldn't see anything because there were bandages wrapped all around her head, covering everything except her mouth and eyes. The surgery went perfectly, Dr. Ben's voice said from somewhere. "You need to keep the bandages on for 2 weeks. No touching them. No picking. Just rest and heal. When we take them off, you're going to love what you see." 2 weeks. 14 days. 336 hours of waiting. Those 2 weeks were the longest of Cynthia's entire life. She stayed home from work. She told everyone she had flu. She stayed in her apartment with bandages wrapped around her face. Those 2 weeks felt like forever. Cynthia dreamed about her new life. She would be pretty. People would respect her. Marcus would love her. Everything would be perfect. Finally, the day came to remove the bandages. Her sister came with a camera. "I'm going to record your glow up," she said excitedly. Dr. Ben started cutting the bandages. Snip. Snip. The last bandage fell off. The room went silent. Dr. Ben's face turned white. Cynthia grabbed the mirror and screamed. Her nose was bigger than before. Not just bigger, it was massive. It twisted to the left like a broken tree branch. The tip was swollen and red and looked angry. If her old nose was big, this new nose was a monster. "What did you do to me?" Cynthia screamed. There were complications, Dr. Ben stammered, backing away from her. Some unexpected swelling. Very unusual swelling. And the cartilage didn't respond the way I expected. And there was a structural issue during the procedure. What kind of structural issue? I sneezed. The room went completely silent again. You what? Cynthia whispered. I sneezed. During the surgery. Just a small sneeze. But it caused my hand to slip a bit, and I might have overcorrected the angle, and then I tried to fix it but that made it worse, and then there was more swelling, and it was an accident. These things happen. We can do another surgery. Free of charge. We just need to wait 6 months for the swelling to go down. Get out. Dr. Ben ran away like a scared rabbit. Cynthia looked in the mirror again and burst into tears. She had paid $15,000 to make things worse. By the next day, everyone knew. Someone took a picture and posted it online. By lunch, Cynthia was famous. Not good famous. Meme famous. Disaster nose was trending on Twitter. TikTok was full of videos making fun of her. Someone made a song about her nose. It had 5 million views. Cynthia locked herself in her apartment. She unplugged her phone. She closed all the curtains. She didn't eat. She didn't sleep. She just cried. I should just die, she whispered to herself. I can't live like this. Then someone knocked on her door. Go away. Cynthia, it's Mrs. Margot from next door. Open up. Cynthia opened the door a tiny bit. Mrs. Margot was 75 years old, always wore purple, and didn't care what anyone thought about anything. Oh honey, Mrs. Margot said, looking at Cynthia's nose. That doctor really messed you up. Great. Another person here to laugh at me. Well, look all you want. Cynthia gestured at her face. This is what I look like now. Are you happy? No, Margot said calmly. I'm angry. What? I'm angry. Angry at that quack doctor. Angry at these cruel people online. Angry at this world that treats women like garbage. But mostly, I'm angry at you. At me. I'm the victim here. You're a victim, yes. But you're also giving up. And I didn't survive 70 years of life's nonsense to watch a young woman give up because of a nose. We are going to drink. Then we are going to talk. Then we are going to fix this mess. You can't fix this. Cynthia pointed at her nose. I'm not talking about your nose, child. I'm talking about your life. Margot poured 2 huge glasses of wine. She handed one to Cynthia. Drink. Cynthia drank. The wine burned her throat, but it felt good. Real. Alive. Now listen to me very carefully, Margot said. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was 35 years old, I had a husband. He was a doctor. Very handsome. Very rich. Everyone thought I was so lucky. But you know what he did? He beat me. Every single day. He said I was ugly. Stupid. Worthless. And for 10 years, I believed him. That's horrible, Cynthia whispered. One day, he beat me so badly I ended up in the hospital. And my nurse, her name was Ruth, she looked me in the eyes and said, Margot, you have a choice. You can go back to him and die slowly. Or you can live and live. So you know what I did. I left. I packed one bag. And I walked out. I had no money. No job. No family to help me. But you know what? I started over. And now? She smiled. Now I'm rich. Happy. Free. And that husband. He's miserable and alone. Margot grabbed Cynthia's hands. You think your nose is your problem. But your nose is not your problem. Your problem is that you've been letting other people tell you your worth. That stupid Marcus. Those cruel coworkers. That criminal doctor. You gave them all the power. We are going to sue that idiot doctor, she said. My nephew is a lawyer. Not a good one, but good enough. That doctor is going to pay you so much money. Money won't fix my face. No, but it can fix your life. Listen to me, child. You spent all your money trying to be beautiful for other people. For that idiot Marcus. For those mean people at work. When are you going to do something for yourself? Like what? Cynthia asked. What did you want to do before all this nose nonsense? Cynthia thought about it. I always wanted to open an art gallery. I love art. But I spent all my savings on the surgery. So we get the money back and you open the gallery. And you know what you call it? Mrs. Margot grinned. The big nose gallery. That's crazy. So is letting a doctor sneeze on your face, but here we are. Drink your wine. 8 months later, Dr. Ben paid Cynthia $150,000 to make the lawsuit go away. He didn't want everyone to know he sneezed during surgeries. Cynthia used every dollar to open her gallery. But not just any gallery. She called it the Big Nose Gallery. And she filled it with art. Paintings. Sculptures. Photographs. All featuring people who looked different. People with big noses. People with scars. People with birthmarks. People with crooked teeth. People in wheelchairs. People with skin conditions. People who were too fat, too thin, too tall, too short, too different for the world's stupid beauty standards. And right in the center of the gallery, the biggest piece of all. A giant photograph of Cynthia herself. Her massive, twisted, monster nose in full color. So big you could see every bump, every curve, every imperfection. Under it, just one word in huge letters. Enough. Enough of hiding. Enough of shame. Enough of letting others decide what's beautiful. Cynthia sent invitations to everyone. News reporters. Bloggers. Influencers. She even sent one to Marcus. And Dr. Ben, though he obviously didn't come. Opening night arrived. Cynthia was terrified. She wore a beautiful red dress. She did her makeup perfectly. She didn't try to hide her nose at all. She let it be seen. By 7:15, the place was packed. Reporters were there with cameras. Bloggers were taking photos for Instagram. Regular people, hundreds of them, walking around, looking at the art. A woman with a large birthmark on her face stood in front of one painting and started crying. I've never seen myself represented in art before, she said to Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you so much. A man with a prosthetic leg looked at a photograph and smiled. This is beautiful. You are beautiful. A teenage girl with acne scars grabbed Cynthia's hand. You're my hero. I was going to get surgery to fix my scars. But now, I don't think I need to. By the end of the night, Cynthia had sold 12 pieces of art. 12. For a total of $45,000. Cynthia stood in her gallery, surrounded by art and people and acceptance, and she couldn't stop smiling. Her nose was still huge. Still twisted. Still the first thing people saw. But now, when they looked at her nose, they didn't laugh. They understood. Marcus showed up too. He was fat now and losing his hair. Hey Cynthia, he said nervously. This gallery is nice. I always knew you were special. Cynthia looked at him. She remembered how his words had broken her heart. How she had almost destroyed herself trying to be pretty enough for him. The exit is that way, she said, pointing. Marcus left. Brad from work showed up too. Hey, oh. I'm sorry I made fun of you. This is actually really cool. Cynthia's sister appeared with a glass of wine. Really cool. This gallery has been in 3 magazines. My sister is famous now. Real famous, not meme famous. Brad walked away embarrassed. Standing there, surrounded by her art and her success, Cynthia caught her reflection in the window. Her nose was still huge. Still twisted. Still the biggest nose anyone had ever seen. But this time, when she looked at it, she smiled. Not a sad smile. A real smile. Because that nose, that ridiculous, monster, disaster nose, had given her something better than beauty. It gave her purpose. It gave her success. It gave her a reason to stop living for other people and start living for herself. The end.